Pretty big trophy gap, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, no one expected FlyQuest to even win one game, let alone two. So
Yeah, I mean, it was hype. It was hype.
yeah,
I'm serious. I could send your op.gg and then the YouTube of
yeah,
the game you did, and then we can have a look.
yeah.
Okay. It's okay. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
It's their ads. That's good. Okay, so you're Emerald last season, Platinum right now. Quite a few jungle games. Where's that flex?
No, that's ranked. Like,
Ah.
I think my thing was like when so I used to play Smite, if you know what that game is.
Yeah, I played some Smite.
Yeah, and then like some of my friends introduced me to League, but like this used to be on my friend's account because I just didn't want to buy all of the champions. Like I know how not long that took. So I
Mm-hmm.
started League around like 2021,
Mm-hmm.
and then but I used to be like a top main mostly, like kind of like Irelia, Fiora
Mm-hmm.
mostly. And then this is kind of my first season actually playing ADC in ranked.
Mm-hmm. You played on? Did you play
But
on a different account before, or because I'm checking the
yeah, I
past
had like
games?
another account. Yeah, I had another account first, but it took so long for me to like be able to get champs without paying like RP. So I was just like, hey, like if you're not really playing anymore, like do you mind if I just use it? And he said sure.
Oh, okay,
So I was like,
okay,
okay, thank you. So I just play on this.
fair enough. Yeah. And what would you say your goal with League is right now?
I mean, I mainly just play like after work. But I do want to hit like I think my goal is to hit like diamond low master at some point. It's just like
Mm-hmm.
I usually feel like I don't know, like I mostly played it for fun for the most part because like I have a lot of friends who play, so it's like fun playing like 5 man in like norms or like flex.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of want to see if I can like maybe hit diamond low master.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like in the past, like my issue was like I think one of the big issues at least because I did one coaching session with Vigar V2 once,
Mm-hmm.
and he said I'm playing way too many different champions and playing way too many different roles. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to focus mostly on playing ADC
Mm-hmm.
because I like ADC champs. Like they're a lot of fun to play.
Mm-hmm.
So the split, I'm trying to focus mostly on ADC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting to see, right? Because you even just looking at your like most played, there's a lot of different
Yeah,
champs in a lot of different roles. Some Maokai, some Lilia, some Syndra. Um, and
I
it's
should play
also
Syndra bot.
okay, so Syndra's bolt. Okay, okay.
Yeah,
But also your, I don't know, maybe on your other account you played a lot more games, but like on this account, quite little games, and then last few splits, very, very little games.
yeah.
Which
The last splits, I was just like I want to hit Emerald, and then that was it. So, but like
okay.
this split, I kind of want to play hit Diamond, so I'm trying to play more.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Because it does look like probably that's the biggest thing that's held you back from climbing before is just like it's impossible. Like if you play, this is like
yeah,
10
I
games or
kind of
something,
autofill.
or 30 games. If you play 10 to 30 games, it doesn't matter, you know? Like you can be
Yeah,
the best player in the world. I mean, if you're the best player in the world, you'd win a few games, but even if
yeah,
you're quite good, you're still not going to get anywhere. So what I
yeah.
would aim for is like if you can play like 200, 300 games during this
Okay.
ranked split, I
Yeah.
think that would be like a good, you'd get a much better estimate of like, okay, what do I actually need to improve upon, and
Mhm.
kind of feeling like you're challenging yourself. And of
Okay.
course, not everybody has time to play League all day, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But it is important, like, well, there's two things that has happened. One has Riot has like intentionally made people have to play more because they made like 3 splits instead of just one season, so you permanently get
Yeah.
reset. But it's also just like, you know, with anything in life, if you want to improve at something, you have to invest a lot of time into
Mhm.
it, you know? Like
Sure.
probably most of the people that you're playing with, if we check their OP.GGs, they're gonna be playing a lot because a lot of people
Yeah.
that play League just know life it, right? And if we want to be better
Yeah.
than them, we don't necessarily have to play more than them, but we have to play you know, a decent amount.
Sure. But yeah, I'm trying to mainly rotate like Kaisa, Zeri, Jinx, and then I occasionally play Syndra if like my team lacks AP.
Hmm. I think that's good.
Because I'm like Syndra is like a mage that I'm pretty good at, I think. So
Mm-hmm.
that's like my kind of my fallback option.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that's a solid champion pool. Yeah, I like that champion pool. I think it's like good hyper carries that have high agency, but you also have some variety. For example, Zeri, if you have a lane where you feel like you can't really punish much and you're just gonna
Hmm.
chill. Jinx, if you want a more like standard front to back champ, and then Kai'Sa with more engaged supports and when you want to play more aggressive. Okay, so we got a bit of a invade here. Okay, looks good. Okay, nice flash. Yeah, maybe you could have kept autoing Ezreal, but it's whatever.
I think I just wanted to reset, but yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Also, my screen just locked there. I don't know what happened. Like, I
So
could
the
not move away from
Karthus,
Karthus.
what the
Yeah,
fuck?
like my just screen randomly locked. Like it just wouldn't move. I was clicking on my champ and just wouldn't change. I was like, what the fuck's going on?
That's so weird.
Yeah.
Okay. Blitzcrank is a bit late. Here what you should do, I mean this is pretty like rare that this happens in your normal games,
Yeah.
right? But
Yeah.
what you should do instead of farming it with Q is you should try to wait, because what's gonna happen is these 3 melee minutes are gonna die. And you should try to last at these as late as possible, so maybe Blitzcranking at XP on 1 or 2.
Okay.
Like maybe you could keep this minion alive, for example, until
Uh-huh.
Blitzcrank comes in XP range.
Okay.
Because it's kind of pointless if you hit level 2, but Blitzcrank's still level 1, because like
Yeah.
most of the pressure in this lane comes from Blitzcrank anyways.
Hmm.
Oh,
That's bad CSM.
yeah, but it's all good. Oh, okay. Good habit to
Uh-huh.
work on. Try to put this in your mind.
Hmm.
Never ever auto attack from bush. Unless you have to
Okay.
and you're doing it in like a 2v2. Because
Okay.
what you should try to make, the habit should be, like what I want it to be is like, okay, you think about last hitting this minion, click out of the bush, last hit the minion, click back into the bush insta. Because what
Okay.
that will do is for the enemy, they will not see you. They will only see you for a tiny bit where you're last hitting the minion, and then they will not see you at all. But now what happens when you auto attack from the bush is now they have full vision of you. So
Okay.
now it's super easy for the Ezreal to Q you, while if you auto attacked from outside the bush and then went into the bush, it's much harder for him to Q you. Sona can auto attack you, and nobody can auto attack you, right? If they don't have vision of you. That's the
Hmm.
biggest reason. It also makes it so that if you auto attack from the bush, like if you were to auto attack the Sona right now, you would get minion aggro from all these minions, and you would not be able to drop the aggro because you have no bush to go into. Well, if you go out of the bush, out of the Zona, then go back into the bush, all the minions drop aggro, and you're happy.
Okay.
And in this case, it doesn't. I mean, it does matter a bit because it makes it so much easier for Ezreal to hit skill shots. But it's a really, really good habit for ADCs to have in laning phase that makes
Okay.
such a big difference. And especially on champs like Kai'Sa and champs like Zeri, where you want to be playing kind of in this pocket of the lane.
Uh-huh.
Like playing on this side here is usually pretty good for you.
Hmm.
So your perma, like going out of the bush, auto, back into bush, and then back and forth, back and forth. And
Hmm.
you're gonna find that it makes it much, much harder for enemy to punish you, and
Okay.
your game feels like much, much smoother. Nice W. Let's crank waste hook. You use F keys. Very rare to see ADC using F keys.
I think it's just like habit from playing like other roles.
Yeah, sounds.
That I autofilled a lot. Like especially if I play like jungle, then I am like always checking my lanes.
Yeah, it's a good habit to be honest. Okay, nice. What the fuck? He canceled the Hex Flash. Wait, why did you report him? Because he pinged
He
his lane.
just like he was like tilted from lobby and he just
Ah, okay,
like
okay.
I was like I can't have this guy like chatting like if like because he was already tilted in lobby. I was like if he starts like talking in lobby, the like I'm just gonna lose mental.
Mm. Yeah, makes sense. It's good to mute people and report them like that. The worst thing you can do when someone is like typing is let it like affect you.
Yeah.
Although you do click a bit too far back here, like let's
Okay.
say the Blitzcrank Hex Flash is on and
Uh-huh.
doesn't cancel the Hex Flash, you're way too far
Yeah.
back. I want you to be like
Okay.
here, you know, ready to follow it. Because
Uh-huh.
now, like, even if Blitzcrank does, like, if Blitzcrank lands a hook now, okay, your position is
Yeah.
fine. But it could have been that you got an auto attack
Okay.
earlier and then you actually get some damage out.
Yeah. Also, quick question on like Kaisa runes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like sometimes I just don't know what to take secondary. Like, I took boots and biscuits this game because I thought we would end up skirmishing a lot. But
Yeah.
like, there's games I took like adaptive force, gathering storm. Like, I've taken like blood, like taste of blood, like treasure hunter.
Mm-hmm. I like the free boots. I think
Uh,
like free boots cosmic, free boots biscuits are nice. But right now biscuits are kind of weird. Like for example, here you're
yeah.
kind of using biscuits weirdly to me, because like how you want to use
Okay.
biscuits now is you want to use them when you go really low HP,
Okay.
because they give you like if you use them at like 100 HP, they will legit give you 100 more HP because they heal based
Okay.
on your missing health. So how you want to use biscuits now is you fight and it's like a skirmish or whatever. You get
Mhm.
low and then you don't want to use it too late because then you'll be dead anyways.
Mhm.
But like as you're getting lower, you pop the
Mhm.
biscuits, eat them all, and you heal a shit
Yeah.
ton. So
Yeah.
it's good. I think it's not bad in this lane. But I think also like Cosmic Insight is fine. I think to be honest, like Sorcery is fine too. I'm a big fan of Sorcery, but I just don't
Okay.
like it that much on Kai'Sa because one, the AD that you get doesn't contribute to your evolves.
Yeah.
And free boots on Kai'Sa just feels so good to rushing
Mhm.
towards either if it's like Static Shiv or Mana Immune or whatever build you're going.
Yeah.
I usually like going free boots, and then I either go
Okay.
Cosmic or Biscuits based on the game.
Yeah. I think my potion usage is usually pretty bad.
Mm. You feel like you use them too early or forget to use them at all?
I think I just don't like use them. I think I just probably use them too early. Like
Mm.
same thing with biscuits.
Mm. I mean, with potions, it's more fine because like they regen over 15 seconds, but with biscuits, it's like 5 seconds, right? So it's more
Uh,
of a reactive usage. While with the potion, a lot of the time you want to pot up before you fight to like
mhm.
get ready, you know? If you think you're gonna fight in the next 5-10 seconds, it's good to start potting up. But what
Okay.
you want to try to avoid is like I wouldn't want to see you potting right now, right? Because I think you're
Mhm.
gonna heal up to full anyways, just through blade lifesteal.
Yeah.
But if you get hit by a few more skill shots, then like yeah, like if we tank some Ezreal Qs, then maybe we have to pot up. But then it's also a question of like, will Ezreal base? Uh, ooh, here we misclick a bit on this
Yeah.
minion. We misclick on it twice. But
Yeah. That was bad.
yeah, but it's all good. Art's looking for a gank, but it's not really gankable. Okay, Blitzcrank goes for it. Has this guy hit a single hook yet? I don't think so. I mean, so far your
I
laning
hit the
phase
level one.
looks pretty normal. The biggest thing I saw so far was
Okay.
just how you played around bushes. I think that made you
Okay.
lose a bit of HP and
Yeah.
made you like lose a bit of pressure.
Mhm.
Now I hope you base. Good. Nice. But he did hit the one level one, that's true. Apart from that, not much. Okay, so the wave is... You come back to a frozen wave because they weren't able to fully crash it. Ezreal overstayed. How come you're... How come you played the wave like this?
I guess I should freeze, right? I mean,
I mean,
or
you
like just like
can,
slow push.
but well, for me, it's like, okay, I think that use of F keys is useful, right?
Uh huh.
But I think you're using it in a way that's not that useful. You should think
Yeah.
about,
Yeah.
like, the goal with F keying is that we see what is happening on the elsewhere on the map,
Yeah.
but it's only useful if that information is either valuable to us or
Mhm.
we can act on that, right?
Yeah.
So, for example, that you see Sona now on the minimap, that's to be honest all you need to know. You don't need to see what's
Yeah.
happening.
Okay.
And what I would want is that you continue freezing, but you slowly thin it down. But you don't need to fin it down that fast, but you just like keep the wave kind of here. But I would want you to like here, for example, pull the wave. Keep the wave more here, you know? You can
Yeah.
walk this way, pull the wave to the bush, and then keep
Okay.
it frozen here, and then you'd look to all in Ezreal if he comes with your 6.
Okay.
But it's still in a fine state, but I feel like what this looks like is kind of like autopilot,
Yeah.
just based from, and it kind of comes from, I feel like, the fact that you're thinking more about what your team is doing through F keying rather than what's like what I really want your mindset to be right now is like Sona's roaming. I want to all in the Ezreal. I'm gonna get
Yeah.
6 here. Like
Okay.
I don't want Ezreal to be able to auto this. I want you to kill this minion right now. E forward. If you auto him, he's dead. Because you just ulti really deep after he E's away, and then you
Yeah.
force his flash at least. Like this is illegal right now that he's getting this.
Okay.
Because we see Sona in mid lane. That's the only thing we cared about, right? Yeah, I hope we all in now.
Yeah. I think that was a really bad Q though for me because I was intended to all in and I just didn't have Q. Like I think if I have Q here, like I'm more useful and then I into this.
We played this really bad.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, is the like the hesitancy that we first have.
Uh-huh.
Like, just E forward now, you know?
Yeah.
It's we need to actually like get into auto range and keep running him down.
Mm-hmm.
And then once we don't use E, this is like all fine. This is fine. This is fine. We shouldn't ulti here. He's gonna run this way, so we should ulti more
Yeah.
behind him.
Okay.
And then we shouldn't E here because we actually lose an auto attack. Like, look, we auto and then we ult and we auto.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
okay to
Okay.
be honest. The E is okay. And then but here we don't auto attack for some reason. Like here we could our auto attack is like ready. I guess you're kind of waiting for the barrier, which is fine. But I also think you can just flash after him with barrier, you know?
Yeah. I think I saw the kill angle way too late.
Yeah. It's very hesitant, and it also comes from like imagine here, imagine if we are the one going on him and not the other way
Uh-huh.
around. Then we start like because right now we start this 2v or this 1v1 down what? Okay, he misses the Q even, so you're kind of lucky, but you started down like 100 damage and the Q
Yeah.
goes on the minion, right? It's kind of the
Mm-hmm.
worst possible start for us.
Yeah.
You could also like flash the Q if you wanted to be
That's true.
fancy.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest thing for me is just that it took so like I feel like this engage only even happens because he goes on you and uses E. But it should be
Okay. Yeah.
you should be thinking as when you play like if you play so you play Zeri and Kai'Sa, right? If you play Zeri and
Yeah.
Kai'Sa, your biggest spike is level 6. If
Okay.
you know you can get level 6 before enemy, I want you dashing in with Zeri, I want you Eing forward with Kai'Sa, and all inning.
Yeah.
Because that's your fucking go time. That's when you're strong.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and now it's so cringe. Now we just
Yeah.
need the base, I guess. Because this
That's
was a
really
great
bad.
opportunity. Like, if you do this properly, in my opinion, you are 2-0 now, you'd be up like 20
Yep.
CS, and you're in a good spot to carry the game. But now it's like, we're still 1-0. Maybe Ezreal actually ends here. Oh, Blitzcrank, what did he start? What's he doing? Okay, the flash forward is good, but also another habit thing.
Uh-huh.
I want to see never that you stand still.
Uh-huh.
Like, never. So here you do flash auto, right?
Okay.
Always input movement command after auto.
Yeah.
Even if that like is here or it's a bit forward, it should always be there.
Uh-huh.
It's just having this as a habit that you stand still in between autos. Like, of course, you don't do it much, probably, because
Yeah.
people really don't do it much. But I've seen it sometimes, and it can like I've seen it in this exact spots actually, where people miss out on a kill window because
Uh-huh.
they're able to get out of the auto range just barely
Uh-huh.
because they didn't input a movement command in between. Okay, wait, what happened here? So we got ganked. See the Sona. And then the Lysandra. And then the Warwick as well, okay. And then Galio's pinging that he's on his way. You ping for assistance, that's good. We're getting slowly chunked. Galio moves all the way. I don't know about this. Oh, yeah, I don't know about this, Mr. Galio. I don't know about all this. And here, like,
Yeah.
you should just be a bit more decisive. Like, you
Uh-huh.
see that this is bad, right? If you just click
Yeah,
back now,
yeah,
you're fine. This is good.
yeah.
But a part of you goes, maybe, you know? You start clicking a bit down, you start clicking a bit up. Like, if we just click back insta, once we realize it's bad, just accept that it's bad. Because you could
Yeah,
easily get out here if you just click
yeah.
backwards and then E down, and then everything's being chilling. And then if they
That's
try to
right.
dive your Galio, for example, you can actually maybe make this into a good play. But now you
Uh-huh.
just get one shot, and then probably Galio gets one shot as well.
Yeah.
Much. Okay, so we get the static here. I would probably go call here, to be honest.
Okay.
I'm a big call enjoyer. Although this is fine too. Because you're gonna get, but when you're fed on Kai'Sa early game and you're going this
Uh-huh.
build, it's really nice to go call, because
Okay.
what will happen is, like, if you have static plus pickaxe at level 7, you don't have Q evolve. So
Okay.
let's say you're like really fed and you get it at
Uh-huh.
like level 6, then with cull and pickaxe and static, you actually get Q evolve.
Okay.
This looks good. Now you have static, you can just push them in. This guy's quite the bot. He plays so safe here. Think you guys don't win?
I think I guess I'm just waiting for Blitzcrank to snap. I don't know. Like I honestly like I feel like there's a lot of bot lane matchups I am not like too familiar with just because I haven't played the lane enough. I think I barely see Sonas that I just like don't know
Mm.
like how these like patterns go at all.
Okay, so, well, in general, when you're playing melee support, engage support into range support, the easiest way to think
Okay.
about it is that if you're full HP and your support starts on all in, you always win. And
Okay.
the range support's job is to try to make you guys not full HP before that all in
Mm.
starts, so it's essentially poking you down. So if you
Yeah.
avoid that as an ADC, you're doing well. But then there's
Yeah.
another big piece of the puzzle, and that is push. So if you
Mm.
can get, just the general rule that I want you to have is just, if you can get push, get push.
Mm.
The most OP
Okay.
thing in laning phase. Really, really good. And so if you think that you can't walk up to get pushed because you'll get too chunked by Sona, and
Uh-huh.
Sona can even ulti you and it can be bad, that's fine.
Yeah.
But I want you to understand that it is really valuable to get push, because if you now get
Mm.
push, that means every single wave, essentially, enemy will have to last it under tower, and that's an opportunity for
Okay.
Blitzcrank to hook.
Uh-huh.
So if you can get push, I always want you to get it. And once
Okay.
you get it, I want you to slow push always. Now, once you
Uh-huh.
have static Shiv, for example, on Kai'Sa, you're playing static on Seri, you can't really slow push anymore. That's
Yeah.
fine, right? But before then, I want how the like general the laning phase should look like, which is really replicable and
Uh-huh.
really OP. It's just you play for push, you get level 2
Okay.
first, you get level 3 first, and you're just slowly stacking up every single wave, and then you crash it into tower, and then maybe you hard push the next wave to reset it in the middle, and then you do the same process again. You slowly get the push,
Okay.
and then you start to last it, slow push, build up big waves, and then with those big waves, that's when you do things. Either if that's poking them under tower, going to Drake, getting a recall off. But if we
Mm.
can be perma stacking big waves, we're doing good things.
Okay.
But here, what I just don't want to see is like that we're not walking up and we're kind of giving them the push, because I think we should be stronger, right? We have full item. Ezreal
Yeah.
doesn't have full item, and it's also like Ezreal inside of a wave, which usually when
Uh-huh.
he's fighting in a wave, he's not that strong. I feel
Okay.
like if you're here walking up, you kill this minion, you get the static proc, you start getting some static procs, and you get push for Blitzcrank, you give him just another opportunity to look for an engage. Because
Okay.
once you give them push, usually your support will not be able to engage. Because now they can just play with the minions and they can do whatever they
Uh-huh.
want. If Ezreal wants to base, he can base.
Yeah.
But I also think here you can be way faster at like making a decision of what you want to do.
Uh-huh.
So, in my opinion, like you shouldn't run this. Like here again, the F key is super bad. You just missed a minion to F key, and you're super slow on doing what you should be doing. So
Okay.
it's very obvious here that Ezreal's basing, right?
Yeah.
I think. And if Ezreal's not basing, the other thing that he could do is move. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So you have three things you can do here. You can base yourself, you
Uh-huh.
can move, to this fight on top side, or you can push next wave.
Okay.
Which of those three do you want to do?
I feel like push. I don't know if I get to the fight in time to make it worth.
I'm thinking the exact same thing. This fight looks over already, and we're already
Yeah.
in bot lane. What the fuck are we gonna do top? So it's fine that
Yeah.
you look top and you see, oh, this fight's over. But then I want you to, like, one, I don't want you to look at the fight so much. Like, it should just be a
Yeah.
quick glance.
Okay.
And I think a lot of that information you can also gain from the minimap. Like, Cut is 200 HP. Fight's over. You know, if we
Yeah.
just look here on the minimap, we got all the info we needed, in
Yeah.
my opinion. And the second thing is like, okay, so what does that mean for us? That means we want to push next wave.
Mhm.
And we think Ezreal based. But if Ezreal
Yeah.
didn't base, then we can still walk up, right?
Uh-huh.
Because if Ezreal's standing in the lane with no minions, he has to click back or Blitzcrank cooks him.
Yeah.
So I want us to be walking up for next wave. I don't
Okay.
want us to be like, because what should happen is that Ezreal is losing minions for the space, so we should one-shot next wave as soon as possible. But now we're gonna be so slow on pushing the spot wave. Look how fucking slow we are. This took 10 years. And now the Ezreal's gonna be back already in like a few seconds.
Uh-huh.
While if we pushed it insta, he loses 6 minions. And we get to do like 3 more auto attacks to tower, 4 more auto attacks. And it's this efficiency that's really, really important as ADC.
Okay.
And I do think the habit you have of perma keying, it's taking away from like how focused you are on your responsibilities in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not that we want to change to fully like stop F keying, because it's not a bad habit, it's useful, right? It's just more thinking about when we F key, do it with more intentionality. Like, what are we F keying for? What is this information? Because I only want to see the things that are useful for my game. I don't want to see my top lane getting solo killed. That's not going to help me. Like, I do it maybe on stream for content because it's fun to watch and look at him and laugh. But if I'm tryharding, like, I don't want to look at that, you know? Especially not if it's taking away from my focus or what my game plan is.
Got it.
Here, this is tough to react to, right? But you do see the Lissandra TP. So if you have the map awareness, what you should do here, that would be really turbo, is go execute.
Yeah, okay.
That would be crazy. But it's good to think about it after you kill enemy laner and you know it's past 10 minutes. You think to yourself, can they have TP?
Okay.
And then, I mean, in this case, it would be even more obvious because Lissandra's about to spawn, right? Like, if you looked at Lissandra death timer that was in 5 seconds, you could think to yourself, does she have TP? And then you're kind of like, you don't have to, you're just kind of checking for it, you know? Like, you're looking at the minimap, you're looking at various places she could TP a little bit. And it's a good habit to try to have, but it's hard, you know, and it's not a big deal. Much smaller deal than the other things I said. Okay. What the fuck? Also, how come you didn't go cleanse this game? I just realized.
Yeah, I think I kind of regretted that during the game because there was a lot of deaths that I think was avoidable with cleanse in hindsight.
I'm not playing against Lissandra without cleanse. That's not happening.
I guess I just thought like if we end up fighting a lot like pre-6 in bot lane, the barrier would come in handy in like the 2v2s.
That's true, but I'd rather have the summoner that's best for the game, not for the lane. At the end of the day, I'm trying to win the game, not just the lane. So if they have point and click CC as ADC, usually I always say cleanse. Because it makes my life too hellish. Like, all they need to do is click on me and I die. That's my role. My role is if I get CC'd, I die in most team fights. And if they have point and click CC and I don't have cleanse, well, I either don't auto attack or I die. And neither are very nice options.
Yeah.
Like here, I don't know why she didn't ult. Because here, for example, I think you should die. If she just presses ult on you, like, I don't know why she doesn't ult you right now, you know?
Yeah.
Well, if you have cleanse, you can just cleanse insta and you should always be fine. And it also makes it way easier at post level 6 to fight into Sona, to be honest.
Yeah, I think I have zero clue of how the Sona Ezreal lane goes, I guess.
I mean, I think it's good to have like how you should think of cleanse is like, regardless of how the lane is, if you feel like it's necessary for the game, take it. At worst, what happens is you just don't fight that much in lane, you know, because you recognize, okay, he has barrier advantage. But that's better than taking what's best for the lane. Like the only time I'd recommend taking what's best for the lane is like legit pro level, where like
Yeah.
for world's fucking quarterfinals, like if
Yeah.
the FlyQuest bot lane takes cleanse in a game where they really need the barrier for the lane, I'm gonna say like Genji will probably punish that. But
Yeah.
even in Challenger MMR solo queue, people will not punish
Uh-huh.
that. Because it's just too chaotic, people make too many mistakes, it's too random. So just take what's best for the game always. Wait. Yeah, we're fine. Let me see how we played this again. Oh, here, here we did the same thing. Let's see if you can spot it.
Oh, yeah, the not move.
Yeah, we didn't move in between autos. And it puts us at such an awkward spot. Like, imagine if we moved in between our autos, and then we auto attack him here, and we click up here, away from
Uh-huh.
the Warwick Sona.
Yeah.
It just makes everything so much smoother. And then instead of clicking down here, we could actually kite the Warwick now.
Mm-hmm.
Because now we're running into the Warwick. Full melee mode. And we end up surviving, but it's kind of like...
Yeah. It's
I don't
lucky.
think we could have went more melee than that.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, we died to something? Oh, we died to Cassante.
I guess I should have been cognizant of that. I think I just wasn't aware that Cassante was in top lane and then disappeared.
I didn't pay attention to it either, to be honest.
Yeah, I guess I just full tunnel visioned on the fight. I was like, I just didn't think he would show up there.
I mean, to be honest, though, I'd think about getting next mid-wave. Because it's
Okay.
kind of like, you have Blitzcrank and Sona with you. The fruits of your labor, you killed all three of them. Let's go get that mid-wave, You can one-shot it with
Okay.
static. And I don't
Yeah.
think Lisandro can kill you when you got your two supports next to you. In
Yeah.
general, like always, what you should do before you base always is look at where the midwave is. If the midwave is
Okay.
like nearly already meeting, you want to push
Uh-huh.
it. Of course, in this
Okay.
case, since you're 98 HP, I don't mind that you base either. But since your Ivern and Blitzcrank are going for it, I think it's fine if you go for it.
Okay.
But if you were like half HP right now, I would always want you to go push this midwave, even if you didn't go for mid tower, Like a
Okay.
mistake I feel like many players would make is they'd be half HP here, and then they would go for midwave and start hitting mid tower. That would be really bad.
Okay.
That would be like, one, it would be like tempo murder. Two, you could easily die to Lissandra, or you could die to Cassante. Like, so many bad things could happen.
Uh-huh.
But we always want to have the habit of looking where the midwave is after a fight is finished, and then
Yeah.
thinking to ourselves, okay, can we push that before we base? Because we always want
Uh-huh.
to ideally like hard push wave into insta base. That's like the best, most efficient thing we can do. Because that means we don't lose any minions on the next base or on this base that we do. Because now, if you push these minions, that's +7. But now instead, what it's going to be is -7. Like your team got 7 minions. And also, you would have gotten another part of it that would have been even like
Yeah,
higher
that's
level is you would check tab and see how much gold do I need for item,
yeah.
And then if you see, okay, I need 100 gold for item, let's get this
Yeah.
mid wave, even higher importance.
Okay.
Okay, Galio's doing some trolling. Oi. There's some crazy clicks.
Terrible. Yeah.
I think if she had ulti, you could have died there.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we have rage plate in base, but Daisy's doing some work. What the fuck? Daisy's just one-shotting her or what?
Yeah, because
I need
Ivan
to...
was building like malignants and like pen boots. Yeah.
That's so funny. Although your W is kind of bad. You should like always try to wait for CC for your W. Like right now, you should wait for when that Daisy is knocking her up, and then you W.
Yeah.
And then you can always
Yeah,
land
like,
it.
it was scuttle on that one. I think that's why I was trying to angle it like towards the side.
Yeah, I kind of get the W here, but the habit should always be to like
Okay.
try to wait until they're either slowed or CC'd, because then you like
Yeah.
99% hit it. Okay, they're TPing in. We get out. Look, cards maybe doesn't get out.
Like I really didn't want to fight here because I had Gwinsus, but like I don't know, like team just was sitting in there for so long. I don't know if I should just base and let them die.
Just go push mid, bruh.
Okay.
Like here now, just go push mid.
Okay.
Also, keep chasing for the Karthus. Like, try to think of like ways to like. Again, it's the same thing. We want our gameplay to look like if we ever want a base. We push the mid wave, then we base.
Okay.
We never base right now, because then someone else will take our mid wave.
Yeah.
We don't want that. We want to get it. So, like, it's fine that you stick around here for a little bit, but once you recognize cards is dead, just think to yourself, okay, I want to base, let's push mid and go base instead.
Yeah.
And this will help you a lot with your efficiency and your CS per minute, and making every recall like kind of a good recall. Because now look, what are we doing? Like, because we didn't push the wave, we're kind of oinking around, and then we wait until they push the wave, and then we're trying to walk up for a cannon into 4 people with... This is not a tower. This shit is fake as fuck. We just go 1 before for cannon, and we don't have cleanse, and we die. GG.
Yeah.
But the game would look so much smoother if we just take the mid wave while they're oinking around. Like, if we think our team is oinking, go get waves.
Okay.
So OP. Because then, what happens, right? They kill our Karthus, but they have no mid wave. What do? They don't have anything. They could put the Herald, but there's no mid wave, so it's like, whatever. You come back out of base after, and you're like being chilling. Everybody's happy. Let's see how you play the team fights now.
I don't know if I recall much team fights happening in this game, just because of like the way it was going.
Another habit we should work on is whenever you take a mid wave, I want you to be hugging one side.
Okay.
So I never want to see you take mid wave from mid. It should be you take it either from top side in this pocket or from this pocket. In this case, you should be in this pocket because you have a ward here, and your team is like more top side. So I would want you to be like here, and then a good rule of thumb to have is if we just open up Rifskit here. If you feel like as ADC, you don't have any side to hover to, that means probably is not your mid wave.
Okay.
And that means you should just wait for it, you know? Because if you feel like, okay, I don't have any wards on this left side here, and I don't have any wards on the right side, and everywhere feels kind of scary, probably we should just sit under our tower and wait for it.
Okay.
But, for example, let's say you have a blue trinket. A good blue trinket to put is like here, and then you can get the wave from... Oh, I didn't mean to put the word, but you get it. You can put take the mid wave from here, and in the other hand, you can blue trinket here, and then get the mid wave from here. But right now we can also like, we know that they're bot side, right? Like, we're pinging back ping from the Drake, and we're dropping the Drake, so we should be hugging top side while taking this wave. And it's just, it gives you so much more safety. Like, here you're probably not going to die because it's a Sona, but imagine this is a Nautilus. You know, you might die. But if you're hugging top side here, suddenly you're like way safer, and it just makes it so much harder to kill you and punish you on mid waves. Holy shit, that healing is insane. Oh wait, did Seraph's proc or what?
I
don't know.
I think so. But that looked kind of funny, but I was like, when
Seraph's
I saw that, I was like, what the fuck? I did 0 damage.
I see the Seraph icon there. Yeah, it's procced.
Okay.
I do wonder if you could have ulted in. But it's hard to say.
Yeah.
You would have to flash the Son ult. Well, now we're fighting. What the fuck? Okay.
My camera control is bad.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking way too far ahead here.
Yeah.
And then we get mega chunked by the Lissandra, and we also completely waste our ulti. Because if we have ulti now, we can actually ulti and go on their backline, and it's a triple kill on my screen.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, like, I mean, this is just a silly mistake, I guess. But I feel like it's a bit similar to me, like the F keys. Like, maybe you're sometimes you're not focusing on the things that you should be focusing on. Like, here, I think you're thinking too much about ulting in, when it should be like, number 1 priority, kill Lissandra, then think about ulting in. Because if you're full HP here with ulti, you can ulti here on the Warwick, kill the Sona, E, flash, beautiful, everything.
Yeah.
It'd be so good. Now the game looks kind of hard.
Yeah.
Oh
Hopefully
wait,
game
what was
kind
your
of ends
buy
there.
here?
Yeah, I don't
Why did you buy
know
another?
why.
Oh, you're going
I have no idea.
Sonyas.
I think I just tunneled. Cause I think I completely just forgot that I didn't have Nashers.
Uh-huh.
I guess I just like mental boomed to this game.
Mm.
Because I always buy Nashers third.
Mm. Yeah. I don't even think
I might
Sonyas
have
is
just
that
mental
good this
boomed.
game.
No.
What does your Kai'Sa build normally look like? Let me have a look here. Go Nashers into what? You have Kai'Sa game or you went late game?
It's usually just static Winsu, Nashers, Zonias, and then like the last one shake changes from game to game.
I mean, it should be like what I usually go is Void Staff fourth, unless I
Okay.
really need Zonias. I think you should ask yourself, do I
Okay.
really need Zonias? If you do, that's fine. And then the fifth item is between Rabadon and Zonias, or I guess it's sixth
Okay.
item. Because Void Staff is just so OP. Your champ,
Uh-huh.
like the thing with Kai'Sa that a lot of people don't realize is that she has all her damage is nearly magic damage, right? When you go AP,
Yeah.
but she has dog shit AP ratios, 20%, 6% per 100 AP,
Yeah.
15 to 25% AP, and then on the W, the main AP damage spell is only 45%. But she still
Uh-huh.
does a shit ton of damage, and that's
Yeah.
because she just like has so high base damage when she goes AP. So we
Mhm.
just go Void Staff, and then our
Okay.
damage is boosted so much. But yeah, the minion that could. Yeah, we walk up for next midway. This is good. Although I think trying to hit mid tower here is very like this, so that you're thinking about hitting mid tower is very optimistic. You should
Yeah.
just think of like how you're thinking should be here is we need to use this mid wave to get control over Nash.
Mhm.
And we can't hit mid tower on this wave.
Okay.
Let's see the final fight. Oh, where the fuck did he come from? Oh, there he is. This one is just like, how did you end up so far away from your team? Oh, you start basing.
Yeah, I think I wanted to just base because I didn't think we could fight on like the items currently anyway. So I thought just be Giga losing, so I just wanted to reset
Hmm.
and just catch bot wave because I was like, there's no fucking way we win this like 5v5 ever, even if I don't get Warwick ulted.
Yeah. Where did you eat though? When you eat here, kind of nothing.
Yeah. So, because I guess like I was trying to avoid Lissandra Claw, and then by the time that I walked away and then clicked back in to fight Warwick and Cassandra entered the brush, and that was just doomed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nice. Oh, we did it again. We didn't move. Always move.
Yeah.
Like here, for example, if you move here, you
Mhm.
can space yourself away from the Astral Sona while still doing as
Mhm.
much damage as Lissandra. But if we stay
Okay.
here, they can start to impact us, and then we just need to click
Yeah.
back. Because imagine now if we can hit the Warwick if we move here.
Mhm.
I think we need to work. Oh, then we have the E. One shot. I think we need to work a bit on the spacing and just
Yeah.
getting better into the habit of moving in between autos and
Mhm.
playing max range and doing as high DPS as possible.
Yeah.
And then like for me, those are like the two mechanical things: the spacing
Okay.
and then the second thing is just playing around bushes, getting really good
Mhm.
at clicking into bush, clicking out of bush. I mean, then auto attacking, then clicking into the bush to drop minion aggro and to not give them vision.
Yeah.
If you can do that, it's so huge. And then for like more macro POV, I think for me it's a lot about like the way you use F keys. It's a bit
Uh-huh.
distracting from your gameplay. I
Okay.
want to see you more like focusing on what's best for your lane and also
Mhm.
planning that kind of out ahead of time.
Yeah.
And when it comes to mid waves, always make sure you should like have the basic
Uh-huh.
strategy or protocol should be mid wave into base,
Mhm.
And mid-wave into play, mid-wave into objective, anything, like you always go mid-wave first. Mid-wave is number
Okay.
one priority, and you value that highly wherever you go.
Uh-huh.
And then when you're actually on the mid-wave, you need to know what side you can hover to, put vision for yourself, ping your support to put wards for you. Um, these are like standard good wards
Mhm.
when you're playing. And if you don't have vision on either side, but you see every enemy opponent and you know that they can't go on you, then you know you can get the midwave. But if
Mhm.
you know, for example, enemy Leona can go on me, enemy Master Yi can go on me, enemy fucking Briar can go on me, I don't know, any champ they have, right? And they can
Uh-huh.
fuck me, then respect that. But you just need to ask
Yeah.
yourself, do I have a safe side to hover that I can play on? If
Mhm.
yes, I hug that side. If no, not my midwave, I respect.
Okay.
And I think that will help increase your CS numbers. Like your CS numbers are not bad, but we can definitely
Mhm.
make them higher. And I think especially on like Kaisaseri and Jinx, that's really OP. Because with
Yeah.
Jinx, you have so much wave clear, and now with Kaisaseri going static, you have so much wave clear. So we can really abuse that and leverage that. It's really, really important. And then
Mhm.
also for the laning phase, I think just making the standard of playing for push, and then once you get push, just slow pushing and
Okay.
understanding that push is really OP. And I think what I want to see you more is like if you don't know the matchup, limit test it a bit, you know? Like try to get
Okay.
push. Think to yourself, like, okay, I'm playing as Ezreal Sona. I don't know exactly how Sona works, but I know how Ezreal works. If Ezreal's in a
Mhm.
minion wave, he can't really Q, so I should be stronger than
Yeah.
him. So let's try to build up a big wave and then fight him, or like fight him in this mid wave and dodge his Qs. Um, and just kind of challenge yourself and try to experiment a bit with the matchups if you don't know. Because, for example, if you play a game like this and you feel like you don't know the matchup fully, you won't
Mhm.
learn how to play the matchup this way. You need to
Okay.
actually try to play the matchup aggressively and try to win the matchup, and then you
Mhm.
figure out how you win the matchup. Because maybe you lose the matchup
Okay.
and you see, okay, I lost the matchup because I tanked too many Ezreal Ws. Or I lost the matchup
Yeah.
because Sona spaced me with empowered Qs and she did fucking half my HP bar and she just
Mhm.
regened up with Ws. But if you don't
Mhm.
try any of that, and both of you guys are just full HP laning normally, then you know
Mhm.
what did we learn afterwards? I don't know. That
Yeah.
both lanes can push, I guess, or whatever. So that's a
Mhm.
good way to like increase your knowledge is to kind of not necessarily limit test because that word is a bit cringe, I think, and a lot of people use it when they're just inting, but
Yeah.
just kind of like trying to always approach with an aggressive mindset and thinking to ourselves,
Okay.
how can I win this matchup? How can I get push? How can I
Mhm.
pressure them? And how can they pressure
Yeah.
me? In the same manner. And once you ask yourself those questions, and you kind of challenge yourself a bit that way. I think that'll help you a lot in the laning phase.
Okay.
And then if you do the other things for the macro and the mechanics, boom, diamond in no time, baby. For
Okay.
sure, because I mean the difference is not big. The difference between platinum
Okay.
and diamond is not big. You got
Yeah.
the emerald in there, but like it's really not big.
Mhm.
And I think you got a lot of
Yeah.
the fundamentals down already, and your stats are not bad. But there's
Mhm.
just a few things that I think are taking a bit away from your gameplay that we can work on and
Okay.
get better at, and then you'll find more consistency and be easier able to carry games.
Okay. Sounds good.
But yeah, do you have any questions?
Yeah, I'm one thing is like I don't know what to go first item on Jinx anymore. Like Kraken sucks. I don't build
Mm,
Bork on Jinx.
hmm
I don't like building static first also feels kind of bad, but like I feel like I want some sort of attack speed item. It's just like I don't
What do you think of
I have
collector?
no idea. Is that good on Jinx like as like a number one item?
I think so. Like, because she just doesn't, as you said, she just doesn't really have good items. And
Uh-huh.
she does do only pretty much physical damage.
Yeah.
So the two things that I've seen people do is collector and Yuntal that people are having success with. But I think
Okay.
Yuntal is kind of a trash item.
Yeah.
Well, I think collector is not that bad of an item. Of course, it's not ideal on Jinx. In a meta where
Uh-huh.
Jinx goes collector, probably there's something a bit strange with the game. But
Yeah.
the game is a bit strange right now. I feel like every champion that can go collector should go collector because the
Mhm.
item is just kind of OP and lethality in general feels kind of OP.
Yeah.
So I would go collector into either like Hurricane PD or IE, depending on bit on like what I feel like I need and also how much gold I have. Because like if
Mhm.
I'm buying collector and then I'm only getting daggers after collector that I can buy,
Mhm.
then I'm not gonna go IE. I'm just gonna go into a zeal item. But if I
Okay.
get a BF sword base right after I get collector, maybe I'll be like, fuck it, let's just go IE second. Uh, and go that way. But to be honest, probably Zeal item is gonna feel better just because it's cheaper
Mhm.
and so you can actually clear like jungle camps and stuff.
Yeah.
While if you don't go Zeal item, it's gonna be hard to clear jungle camps. But I think something like Collector into PD IE and then PD or Hurricane into IE and then LDR fourth, and you should be golden. I think it's better than Kraken at least. I think Kraken is so trash, and I think Static is
Yeah.
pretty trash on Jinx too. I mean, you could also go Psychopath with the full like lethality Jinx build, but I don't think that's like any better than going just normal crit after Collector.
Mhm.
Doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, just
And
like
also the
Kraken got
nice,
gutted way too much.
yeah, they mega gutted Kraken. But also the nice thing about going Collector is you get like really nice first item build path. It's like pickaxe,
Okay.
dirk.
Yeah.
Both are really nice items, and then you get your
Mhm.
Berserker Grease as well for some attack speed. And I think you're chilling pretty hard.
Okay. And then for Zeri, like, I mean, like, do you think Lethal Tempo is like the best rune runner? Because I feel like Lethal Tempo sucks on like Kaisa, and so I never go on Kaisa, and I don't really know what else to go on Jinx, Zeri other than like Lethal Tempo, maybe Fleet.
I think Fleet's a bit too nerfed, so I think Lethal Tempo's
Okay.
the best on her. Yeah, I think Lethal Tempo's pretty good on her to be honest. When I played it, I
Okay.
felt like it was not bad. But Theory in general right now is pretty weak. I wouldn't be surprised if they give her some sort of buff, not like next patch, but the one after maybe. Um, she's not the strongest right now.
Yeah.
Why did you go LDR third this game?
I think it was just gold. I think I was a little far from IE, and I just wanted to do damage and like because I think the game was like really one sided anyway. So I think I just wanted to be have like an item, like an actual gold for like the next fight and just end.
Okay, fair enough. But going LDR on Seri is pretty low value because she does like
Okay.
30% magic damage. You know, it's not quite as like buying
Yeah.
LDR on Kaisa, but
Okay.
you know, it is a lot of magic damage, so it's always more damage to buy IE pretty much rather than LDR.
Okay.
But yeah, I think Lethal Tempo is the best, and that's the vibe I had, and win rates support the same thing. I think on Kaisa, I don't think Lethal Tempo is trash on her. It's just like enemy team needs to be quite tanky to make it like
Worth.
optimal, I think, yeah.
Okay.
I think if they have like two big tanks, like if they have a Leona plus a Seju, or like for example this game where they had a Cassandra, if they had a Cassandra and a tanky support this game, like a Leona, I'd say Lethal Tempo looks pretty good that game. You know, they got a
But could I
Bruiser
really hit
and
that much against like Warwick, Lissandra?
yeah, why not?
Okay.
As long as you have cleanse, I think you can hit a lot.
Okay.
I mean, like if you can't hit when you have Ivern Galio to peel you, it should be hard, I think. And it's also like usually in every game, the ADC's job is to kill the tanks, you know. So if you can't kill the tanks, who else is gonna kill them? You know, is it gonna
I
be your
guess.
Karthus, Ivern Galio? I don't think so. Also, I
Yeah,
just
man,
realized, wait,
Malignant.
the fact that you went AP this game is a bit illegal, no? You had Ivern full AP,
Yeah,
Galio, Karthus, Blitzcrank.
but I feel like Crit Kaisa just sucks, no?
Yeah,
Or
it
is it just like
does.
I have to go it no matter what
I
because I
mean,
don't have
it
AD on my
does
team?
suck, but I'm pretty sure if enemy team was smarter and built more MR, it's just full GG. Because this
Okay.
is too much AP for sure. I mean, this draft should have been dodged. Like, that's another
Yeah,
thing. If you want
I
to
did
climb,
consider it.
dodging is pretty OP. If I see
Yeah.
Ivern top, like, if you have, in general, full AP topside is dodgeable. Because that's so
Okay.
bad. But also when people play these, like, weird-ass picks, and your picks together also don't make any sense.
Uh-huh.
Like, Ivern Karthus. Like, Ivern probably wants a Bruiser or something to shield up, not a Karthus that gets one-shot.
Yeah, that's
So.
fair.
So it's boring to dodge, right? And it's not like good
Yeah, it
advice,
does suck.
but it is OP. So
Yeah, I heard it does help you climb a lot.
yeah, it does. It does. But yeah, do you have any other questions?
Then I mean, I guess like my general thing is like I feel like ADC role is like pretty blindable, so I'll usually just swap with like my teammates, and I feel like I usually just end up blinding like if it's like a blind pick, I just Kai'Sa's Jinx.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if like because like sometimes I'll pick a Ashe and I'll just like maybe I'll just like hostage lane and play for. I mean that 1-6 game was pretty disgusting, but like other than that, like I'll just like play the hostage lane and then like hope
Wait, your
my
duo with
teammates
this
are gonna just carry.
blitz?
He's just my friend, so I'm like, yeah.
Bro, you gotta tell him we gotta work on things. He has a good win rate.
I mean, yeah, yeah, we do all the games. I think
Okay.
I do carry a good portion of my games if
Mm-hmm.
I play like if I'm like mentally there, but sometimes like I do run it down. Like I'm gonna be honest, like that Ash
Mm.
game was pretty gross.
Yeah, you
But
entered it.
yeah, because it was like fine until it wasn't. Because I think we gave double kill to Jinx, and then lane was over after that.
Yeah.
But
What was your
I don't
question
know.
about blinding ADC? If it's like bad or?
Yeah, I don't know like who's like of my like my champion pool. I guess like who would you recommend as like safest blind, or is it just like oh like it's a low enough elo where it doesn't really matter what you pick, you just play what you're best at.
I'd say the second one doesn't really matter what you pick, it's just what you're best
Okay.
at. But right now, Kai'Sa's like probably the strongest, best blind. I mean, she's not actually
Hmm.
the safest blind out of those two, but she's just the
Yeah.
best champ. But she's getting
Sure.
nerfed next patch, so probably next patch will be Jinx.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, is she getting nerfed?
Kai'Sa's getting nerfed, yeah.
Like, is it bad or
It's pretty big passive nerfs.
okay?
But usually they try to keep Kai'Sa pretty strong, so I wouldn't be surprised if she ends up being too weak. They'll just buff her back up again by giving her some damage elsewhere. And the AD
Mhm.
build's been weak for a while, so I wouldn't be surprised if they
Uh-huh.
try to buff that up.
Okay.
Um,
Like the collector stuff.
yeah. But the mana immune build is not nerfed. It's just the passive
Hmm.
on-hit damage. So it mostly affects like the Rage Blade static build
Hmm.
where you're perma-autoing. Um,
I think I don't know. I think that AP Kaisa just feels terrible for like the first like 15-20 minutes of the game. Like I played it
mhm.
once, and I did win, but I feel like I think it's somewhere like down. It's like
Yeah, I
one.
think I saw it. It's this game, no?
Yeah, the Halo. Yeah, but I feel like in certain games, like I feel like I just want to have agency and just be able to carry from like minute one. But
Yeah,
I guess
it's
there's like
pretty
some
rough early
games that
game.
are really OP because against that team comp, I thought I could not hit that much like consistently against like Ezreal,
Yeah.
Soraka, Yasuo, Diana, Orin. So I'm like, let me just poke from like 2 screens away.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
I mean, it's good scaling for sure. But yeah. I can like after the patch comes out, you can ask me about Kai'Sa and I can tell you if it's a big deal or not. But I'm not sure right
Okay.
now. I haven't looked at the numbers that much.
Okay.
I'll have to see.
Thank
But I
you.
think Seri and Jinx are both solid blinds, so you'll be good there for sure, I
Okay.
think. And then if you feel like Kai'Sa's too bad, I guess you could make your third champ Ashe, or you could just stick to Seri and Jinx.
Hmm.
But yeah, you're
I
on
used to
a
be like a
good
big
path.
Aphelios player, Aphelios like Ezreal a while back, like just like for fun.
Hmm.
But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
Hopefully Kaisa's not too bad.
we'll see. We'll see. I wish you the best of luck in your climb then,
Hmm.
and I
Thank you.
will see you around, man. You
All right,
got
thank
it.
you, man.
Right. See ya. Bye
Yep. See
bye.
ya.